Okay.
Wait, who's
What if we tell you we're both?
Hello besties! The Copycat mode is pretty similar to Among Us or Goose Goose Duck, but it might seem unclear and new to identify players, and that's why I'm here. I'll do my best to explain every role and how to play. Let's go! The first thing I want to mention, it's much more fun to play with voice. You can enable it in the top left corner, which will allow you to hear other people talking or even screaming before they die during the free roam phase. Secondly, there is a yellow marker on the ground pointing towards the current quest you have, and you can change that quest by pressing the corresponding button under the minimap. Another important thing is the radio, located in the dining room. Many people press it by accident, triggering an emergency meeting, but you really want to press it when you have something important to say. Each player can press it only once during the whole game. As you probably already know, there are 3 phases in the game. Free roam, when you can talk using voice, do quests and use abilities. Emergency meeting, when you can write and talk in order. And the voting phase, to eliminate someone you suspect or abstain. Oh, and by the way, you can tap on the chat and on the feather icon before you talk. This is how you prepare your message beforehand, and you can also select one of the predefined phrases if you want to. Quickly about the map features, you can spy on people through the monitor in the control room, which allows you to observe these rooms on the screen, and you can swap between them the same as you do with the quests. There are big doors located in these rooms, can be utilized by Copycats and the Locksmith. They can hide in there and exit either from this or other side. Locksmith can also lock the door, and for example, if you saw 2 people using a door, you can ask one of them to lock it to prove their innocence by being a locksmith. Okay. Let's discuss the roles, starting with detectives, the good guys. Their objective is to complete all the quests or eliminate all the copycats. If the Courier is present in the game, they need to eliminate him as well, which we'll talk about later. Quite funny, but the first role of the detectives is a detective. He has an active ability that can only be used twice. Standing by a person for 7 seconds will let you know their identity. It might not be that easy, and the best way to do it when doing a quest. Of course, you can try and chase down a person, though that looks suspicious. And if they run away from you, the ability will actually fail, meaning you just failed and didn't get any useful info. Guard has a passive ability. The player who kills you will trigger the emergency meeting, so it might be useful to reveal your role to a player you trust. Then in case you die, they will know that the killer is the one who initiated the meeting. Though, if you explode from a bomb, your ability will not trigger. Sheriff is a detective who can kill anyone, but if he kills a detective, he will kill himself as well. Hunter is also a good guy with a weapon, and he can kill anyone without any consequences, but only once per game. Spice Maker or Perfumer can mark anyone and spy on them through walls from any distance, and you can only spy on one person at a time. Locksmith, as you already know, can go through big doors and lock them. As a banker, you can find the person you trust and increase their votes by 1 during the voting phase, which basically can allow you to eliminate other people more easily. Frier has a legitimate wall hack, can activate his ability to see through walls within 20 meters. If Senator dies, all detectives will receive a notification about it, so pay attention to it. This way you can ask a suspicious player if Senator is alive or not. Boxer can imagine he's a superhero for 5 seconds and pay back the killer, but unfortunately, if someone kills the boxer during this time, you will both die. And this is it for the detectives. Remember, there are 10 detectives in the game, but only 6 of them will be assigned randomly, and the rest will be 2 copycats and 2 mystery guests. Also, if you play in customs, you'll have to manually select their quantity. Moving to the copycats. Their objective is to eliminate everyone else. If, for example, there are 2 copycats and 2 other people left, copycats win by this point. Copycats also have 3 types of sabotages in their sleeve. Just open the minimap and select the one you want to activate. You can shut down the lights, force players to fix the valves, or make them rest for a bit. And when resting, detectives have to hold the I button, not just click it once. Please keep that in mind. The first one, Master Burgal, the Invisible Man, can activate the invisibility to sneak into a certain room or disappear after killing immediately. And I'm not sure if he reveals himself after killing someone, but yeah. Mimic, a pretty interesting role, allowing you to take other players' identity. So if you see 2 number 1s, it means that Mimic is on the field. And if someone accuses you, you can tell, for example, that you went the other side of the map and it's actually a Mimic who killed the guy. Phantom Thief can see through walls for 5 seconds and choose a player to swap places with. If done correctly, you can make it look other players guilty. Pyrotechnist, a super fun character leading games to chaos. Carries a bomb which he can pass to other players, and if they don't pass it to someone else, including the Pyrotechnist himself, the bomb will explode and kill the player who carries it. Conspirator, high-risk character that can try and guess other players' identities, and if guessed correctly, that player will be eliminated. Otherwise, the conspirator will eliminate himself, and this ability can only be used during the voting phase. And by the way, the last 2 copycats, Pyrotechnist and Conspirator, are only available in customs or the Copycat 2.0. There are also 2 more mystery guests in 2.0, a Courier and a chess player. And let's finally talk about mystery guests. Each of them is quite unique and has to achieve their own objective to win. Starting with the Courier, a pretty adventurous role. What he does is carries a big box with him and can pack any player into this box. The more players you packed, the higher the cooldown on the ability. But if you manage to survive until the emergency meeting occurs, all of those players will be eliminated. Though if someone kills you, all of those players will be free. So your objective is to pack every player in the box. Also, when there are 2 players remaining besides the Courier, the double time will trigger for 70 seconds, during which no emergency meeting can be initiated, and you'll have to pack the remaining contestants to win. Chess player is another pretty strategic role. You can use your ability twice during the free roam phase and once during the emergency meeting. By activating it, you can guess a certain player's identity, and if you guess 4 players correctly, you will win. The tip for this role would be teaming up with someone, developing trust, and revealing their role, or just guessing the copycats and another suspicious mystery guest. A general tip for all the mystery guests would be that you don't really want to eliminate all the copycats, because in that case, the detectives will win. So you have to be careful and survive until you can finish your objective. The most simple role is Fool. Simple in terms of abilities, I mean. Full wins when voted out. So your goal is to be sus, spread misinformation, and force other people to vote you out while not making it super obvious. Vagrant is like a zombie. Once you get close to a player, you can infect them, and your goal is to infect everyone in a single round. This might be not easy due to kills and emergency meetings, but if you roam around fast enough and infect everyone, you will win. And this is it. Thanks a lot for watching. Shout out to all of you who I played with. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I love y'all. Bye bye.
Wait, who's
What if we tell you we're both?